The reason that I wanted to be interviewed was because I know that I'm a part of a historical time in our lives. I think that when the future looks back on us as history, they'll want to know what we did, how we did it, and even when we were in the middle of the pandemic, I was also doing a lot of research on how did they do this with polio? How did they do this with TB? How did they? And so I too looked at my past to understand how we could currently handle the situation better. So yes.
First off, Asian Americans, we have had this issue with kind of collective silence, and I'm talking about silence when other people are getting hurt, and then silence about ourselves. And so it's been really good to see people speaking out. And again, that's for the reason that I wanted to do this as well, to give a voice to the Asian American population, because when I was thinking about all the things that I'm seeing again in the news. I keep thinking, I'm Asian American, but when will people stop seeing me as a forever foreigner? When, why do people say, why is your English so good? Why do you speak good English? Or, just, small things like that. And so just seeing the escalating rhetoric against Asians, it's been dehumanizing, trivializing, and then seeing leaders kind of stoke this fear. The xenophobia has been really hard, because when I see these elderly Asian men and women being attacked, the first thing I think about is actually almost always my mom, my dad, right?
Wow. I am vaccinated, and my husband was vaccinated first, so he kind of spurred me on. I think I had knowledge about the vaccine. I was still very skeptical about the vaccine. I used to work for pharma, and I know that there hasn't always been transparency in terms of the things that have happened, and that there's such huge monetary gain and huge disparity in certain areas. So I really thought deeply about the rapid work of developing the vaccine and the level of efficacy. I also thought about, do we know the side effects? What is our knowledge? What kind of trials have been done? We already know that there's a disparity in terms of clinical trials with people of color. So I thought, as a Black woman, have there been trials with people of color? Is there anything that we need to know, that I need to know to protect myself, to be safe? So I thought really deeply about that. But then I decided, knowing what we know about risk factor and what we know about those that are stratified in categories that don't do well with COVID-19, I thought, I'm a Black woman, and I don't want to be on a ventilator, and I don't want to die because of this virus. And I don't want other people to die because I'm not vaccinated. So I made the decision to be vaccinated. I went with the science and believed the science, even though there was apprehension. And I think it's okay to say that there's apprehension with how swift everything is rolled out with the virus and the vaccine. But yes, I am vaccinated. That was a joyous occasion.
I had a visitor the other day who didn't want to wear a mask and was adamant that it was against their constitutional rights. We're violating their constitutional rights. And how do you convince somebody that that's not the case?
Yeah, I'm curious, so you grew up here your whole life, and you've been seeing this change, or I'm wondering, has this changed? Has the events of the last year changed the way that you view your community, or would you say this is more you knew these kinds of ideas were
I have never felt less pride. I've never felt less pride in my community than I do now. It sucks. I love Gillette, I do. But people are assholes. And just ignorant. Unwilling to budge, Which I get it, that's the community, that's the way it's always been, but they don't understand. They don't. And it hurts. You know, I've never been more tempted to leave. You know, and I left for 6 years and came back. Gillette's got a way of doing that. But it's hard.
I look up to my mentors who have spoken up and who have role modeled for me. And so I hope that if anyone ever sees this, because I am not bold, nor am I courageous. And I think it's important, if someone like me can do it, that you can do it too. And so just kind of speaking up and helping others. And again, the ripple waves, if we really want to make long-lasting kind of cultural major changes, it starts with us, right? So thank you actually for taking your time.